Hello, dear learners. Today we are going to learn the new point, that is the foot and mouth disease. Okay, in short, it is also called as FMD, foot and mouth disease. Uh, it is viral disease and is caused due to picornavirus. And to find out to disease or to identify this disease is generally diagnosed by some symptoms like vesicles in tongues, vesicles in tongue, then in interdigital space, interdigital space, udder and teeth, udder and teeth, teeth. Okay, so I think you have got idea that today we are going to learn the new disease, that is the foot and mouth disease, and this disease is also known by the short name, that is the FMD. Okay, this is viral disease, and this disease is generally caused due to the virus. The name of that virus is the picornavirus, and to identify if any cattle is suffering from such a disease, to identify, just we have to find out the some symptoms which are generally found in the affected animals, that is the vesicles in tongue, and then interdigital space, udder and the teeth. If we found in the vesicles in tongue, interdigital spaces like udder and teeth, so in that case we may say that this animal is suffering from the disease. The name of the disease is the mouth, foot and mouth disease, that is the FMD, which is the viral disease. Just now, just we have to understand this is by point to point. So this was just an introductions regarding the foot and mouth disease, that today we are going to learn the viral disease name, the foot and mouth disease, the causal agents for this virus is the picornavirus, and these are the few important symptoms on which basis we may find out, we may diagnose the disease is the foot and mouth disease. Okay, so this is just an introductory part for this disease, that is the foot and mouth disease. Just let's see in detail about the foot and mouth disease. The first point that we have to know, when the questions will ask on the foot and mouth, explain in detail about the foot and mouth disease with its transmission, then the symptoms, causative, then symptoms, then treatment and the prevention in detail in examination. In that case, we have to write the few points. So by considering all these facts, just let's see in detail about the foot and mouth disease. So the first point that we have to write in the examination is that the causative cause. Just write down the cause. First of all, I am going to write then cause, then the transmission, how this disease is transmitted from one animal to another, then the symptoms. We have to find out the various symptoms. Only on the basis of the single symptoms you cannot say that this is the that disease. And okay, so we have to find out the more symptoms to identify the correct name of that disease. Then after these symptoms, the diagnosis, and when disease is diagnosed properly, we have to provide the treatment. Those then this is the treatment point. Okay, after the treatment, we have to stop the spreading of disease, because it is said that the prevention is better than cure. Okay, so by considering this fact, we have to prevent this disease, means we have to control. Okay, so these are the important points. While explaining the disease, we have to consider all these points. Okay, first one the cause, second one is the transmission, then the symptoms, diagnosis, treatment, and the last but not least the point, that is the control one. Okay, so we have just understood the introductory part of this foot and mouth disease, and now let's see in detail about this disease, that is the foot and mouth disease. Okay, so the first point is the cause. What is the causal organism for this disease? This disease is caused due to, the name of the virus is picornavirus. It is caused due to picornavirus. Got it? The point is clear. This disease is caused due to picornavirus transmission. Okay, this disease is directly transmitted through water, then manure, pasture, and cattle attendant. Okay, so this is the very highly communicable disease, and this disease is caused to the cloven footed animal. So this is the first point, that is the transmissions. I think the point is clear, that this disease is transmitted through the waters and through the manure, and by the pasture and cattle attendant. Okay, so this is the second point, that point has been clear. Now the third point is the symptoms. As I told you earlier, the symptoms are very important one, on which basis we may give a particular name to that disease. So let's see the symptoms. First one, symptoms for this disease is fever, the fever of animal reach to 40 degree Celsius. So this is the first symptoms that is observed in this case. Then salivation, second point, that is this salivation. It means that the profuse salivation is observed in case of this animal. Profuse salivation, or you may say the drooping salivation. Then loss of appetite. So this is the third point, loss of appetite means animal refuse to eat. So this is the loss of appetite. This is the third point. And the important points which is, or important symptom which is observed in case of the infected animal is that we have seen already, that is the vesicles in tongue and the vesicles in interdigital spaces like the udder and teat. So these vesicles are very important one. Then the next symptoms is lameness in affected leg, lameness in affected leg. Okay, so these are the important 6 symptoms. The first one is the fever. Fever generally reaches to the 40 degrees Celsius. The profuse salivation, then loss of appetite, animal refuse to eat, then the lameness in affected leg, and most importantly the symptoms is the vesicles in tongue or vesicles in interdigital space like the udder and teat. Okay, if the generally, as the name indicates of disease is the foot and mouth disease, lesions or the vesicles is generally found in the foot and mouth of these animals. Okay, so these are the symptoms. So we have already we have seen some important point, that is the cause, the transmission, how the disease is transmitted. It is transmitted through water and directly, as this is the highly communicable disease. Then we have seen the symptoms of this disease. Then the next point is the diagnosis, how to diagnose this disease. Diagnosis is totally depends on the symptoms, as we have seen the different symptoms of these animals, and on the basis of all above symptoms this disease is diagnosed and a particular name is given to the disease. As we have seen the lot of lesions over the foot and the mouth, so we can say that this is the foot and mouth disease, as we have got the name of that disease, that is the foot and mouth disease. Just now we have to find out the treatment, which treatment is available on this disease, that is the FMD. Okay, so the next point is the treatment. Generally this disease has no any particular treatment. It means that no treatment is available for this disease, no treatment is available, but we may treat the external application, we may treat these animals by applying the external applications like the antiseptics contributes to the healing of ulcers and wards of attract by flies. Then we may also give some antibiotics. We may give some antibiotics to provide the further infection in such animals. So this is the treatment. It means that treatment is nil, no treatment is available for this disease. Just we may give some antibiotics, or we may apply some antiseptic solutions on the infected parts of the animals. And the next point is the control or the preventions. As I told you earlier, the prevention is better than cure. Okay, so it is better to prevent animals from such a infection. And here, to prevent this disease, the we have to disinfect shed properly. So this is the first point. We have to disinfect shed. So this is the first preventive measure. We have to disinfect the utensils which we are using to feed animal or to water the animals. Okay, we have to disinfect the clothes of attendants. And if so, these are the prevention measure. And to control this disease, the vaccine is available. Vaccine is available. Then so the last point is the vaccination. We have to vaccinate the animal, and the vaccine name, that is uh, the polyvalent vaccine is given. Once in a 4 month, once in 4 month, or varies with the type of the vaccine. Then the next vaccine which is available, the name of the vaccine is the hoist, which is given at the rate of 3 ml subcutaneously. So in this way this disease may be controlled. We have seen the important point, that is the cause, why the disease is caused. This disease is caused due to the virus. The name of the virus is the picornavirus. The transmission, this is transmitted through the contaminated water or directly, as this is the very highly infectious disease. So we have to take care of it. Then the symptoms, we have seen already the different symptoms which is found in such animals, that is the fever, then salivation, loss of appetite, lameness in affected leg, then the vesicles in tongues, vesicles in interdigital spaces, udder and teeth. Okay, then we have seen that then next point, the diagnosis is totally depends on the above symptoms. Then after diagnosis this disease, we have seen that though no particular treatment is available for this disease, and just we may apply some antiseptic solutions on the wound. We may give some antibiotics to that animals. Okay, then we have seen the prevention measure, how to prevent this disease from the spreading. Then the last point that we have seen, the vaccine is available, so it becomes very necessary to vaccinate all the animals. So in this way we have completed the disease, that is the foot and mouth disease, which is the viral disease. So thank you very much for hearing me.